Come live and work in Aotearoa, New Zealand, because together we can do amazing things.
Kia ora everybody and welcome. My name's Paul Goddard from Working In, and I want to thank all of you so much for taking part in this webinar. This is a webinar obviously very much focused on the IT sector. It's a sector that is in demand in New Zealand, always has been, always will be, and there'll be more demand in the future. And I know a lot of you joining this call today are interested in finding out more about what that means to you as an IT professional from anywhere in the world wanting to make the move to New Zealand. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run through quite a lot of stuff. As I said before, my name's Paul Goddard, and I'm actually joined by my colleague Dave, who you can see there on the screen. Dave is our IT recruitment consultant. And Dave, do you want to just briefly just give us a little bit about your background?
Well, thanks for asking, Paul. I have been recruiting for 30 years. So I've ridden a number of waves. I've seen the market transform as far as the dynamics go. And I want to talk to everyone today about the current market, what to do, what not to do, and what to look out for.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, you're already lucky here to have Dave on board. Obviously, my background is the visas and making the move and everything else. Dave's background is IT and IT recruitment. So you've got two experts on the call today, and hopefully it's going to be packed with information that's going to help you make the move. So, what will we cover today? So, we're going to cover quite a few things. There's an overview of the landscape itself, as Dave just said. What is the IT landscape in New Zealand? Now, I know it says 2024 and we're just at the end of 2024. So actually, we're going to probably be more focused on what it's going to be like next year, because next year isn't very far away. The high demand, the skills, the opportunities, what roles, are in demand, because not everything is in demand. So what roles are in demand? This next bit is really important. What to do, and more importantly, what not to do when applying for jobs. At Working In, we provide a lot of what we call employment support to our clients, and knowing not what to do or what not to do is essential. There's so many people make so many mistakes, so you're going to get a really good insight there. We are going to talk about how we can actually help you if you do make the move with relocation as well, because that's important. Where are you going to live? What about renting a property? What about flights? How does all that work? And the other key piece of information is we can't help everybody. Okay. We do what we do, and we choose the people that we can help where we can add benefit. Some people don't need our help. A lot of people do, some people don't. Some people can move, some people can't move. So I'll talk a little bit about who we can and can't help as well. And also, the most important part of this call, once you've gone through all the information, what is the next step? What do you actually do to take this first step on your journey? Think of the journey as steps, right? And we'll talk a lot about this, but what is the first thing that you need to do to actually start making this move towards New Zealand? So we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to keep it very informal, hopefully very informative as well. Well, I know it's going to be very informative, and we'll crack on and run through everything. So I'm going to reintroduce Dave, because Dave's the expert in the IT sector, and Dave's going to talk to you now and cover what's happening in New Zealand 2024 going out into 2025. So Dave, let everybody know, what is the IT landscape like?
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, kia ora, wherever you are in the world. Look, this market has been what I can describe as challenging this year. With a change of government late last year, we started the year with a mandate for public sector organisations to cut between 6.5 and 7.5% of their spending budgets. Now, what that resulted in is a number of restructures And around, well, current numbers are just under 10,000 roles that were either disestablished or not backfilled. What that achieved, well, what it meant was it permeated into the private sector. So there was a lot of uncertainty out there, and we did see a number of large projects put on hold. We were sort of like in a perfect storm. Post COVID, we had relatively high interest rates, and we had relatively high inflation. So everyone was dealing with a lot of uncertainty. But I did see a number yesterday. I was doing some research, and all of that said, we only saw a 0.8% drop in newly created roles in the tech sector when compared to 2023. What we also saw is tech revenue grow by 8% compared to 2023. So what the trimming of the market did do is create more competition for candidates applying for roles. And I'm going to cover that off with you. I get often asked about, how is the market? How is the market? And some people buy into a bit of doom and gloom. For me, the market's not good. It's not bad. As someone said to me recently, the market is the market, and we have to adapt the way we apply for roles to meet the market expectations. So now I'm going to discuss with you what I consider to be current high demand skills and experience and opportunities that people are looking for right now. So that said, big players, SAP, Microsoft, ServiceNow, they continue to dominate the market, while smaller niche players come into the market and look to partner, or in fact look to challenge at times. So we're seeing quite a lot of new companies bring in new tech, particularly around AI and data. As organizations look at their strategies around on-prem, hybrid cloud, full cloud transition, the hyperscalers are also doing their things. So we're seeing massive investment in building data centers, which is creating new roles for a lot of people. So that's really encouraging. I see Microsoft is investing $1 billion in their new data center. One of the great things, and it reminds me of the power generator in Iceland, is that with their data center comes a warm wave pool. So there's some things to be looking forward to. Cybersecurity clearly isn't going to go away. I mean, as these scams and what have you get more sophisticated, we're seeing cyber grow in their offerings. So we're seeing IT cybersecurity, we're seeing OT cybersecurity. And I don't want to talk about politics. This is not the right platform. But with the current changes, who knows? I mean, nothing like a bit of uncertainty to drive us forward. What do they say? The only thing certain is death and taxes.
So I guess they just cutting in there and stuff. I mean, like you said, we've had a tough year. There's definitely some exciting things happening in New Zealand, especially in the new year. And I think we've all heard of these. Well, we've all heard. Us in New Zealand have heard. There's a lot of projects due to come online, isn't there, early or the first half of next year?
Yeah, there really is. I mean, we're seeing the lights being switched on now. I mean, I really feel that. I mean, yesterday it was officially the first day of summer, and that's got to be a good thing. But I think most of New Zealand, and I suppose a lot of the people that are listening out there at the moment, will be taking a collective sigh of relief as we enter the Christmas holidays. But 2025 is looking really bright. It's
which is great.
As far as in-demand skills, AI is really it's out there. I mean, if anyone listening today has a PhD with a thesis in AI, please link in with me now.
Yeah.
I am on the hunt for thought leaders. There's no doubt about that. And talking of AI, you know, AI's got a long road to go before, it's fully embedded in our lifestyles.
Mm.
Just last week, I had a call. It was a cold call, and it was a male, and they were calling me. And as soon as they called me, I just picked up something that was a little bit different. So I put it out there. I said, "Are you a robot?" And there was like a 1 second pause. And I thought, this is a robot. So I started I started I started throwing the poor guy, or the poor robot, I started throwing a few bombs. It, it responded well, but like human nuance and these micro pauses kind of gave it away. So
Mm.
anyway, the short story is I asked for a call back in a week.
Mm.
Now, I did get a call back from a human, but it was 2 weeks.
Mm.
Deal gone.
You're gone.
So
Yeah, missed it.
for me, there's clearly a bit of work to do before AI overtakes us in some roles. That's for sure.
Yeah, and on that note, we do help a lot of our clients. Well, we help clients by providing what we call employment support. We don't
Mm.
go out and get people a job, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this later, but we help put people in the best position to get a job offer. Now, what's the kind of I guess feedback that you've had from clients that we're helping and stuff, that or clients that have actually applied for jobs? I mean,
Mm.
could be people that have got jobs, it could be people who've applied, and for example, they've reached out to us because they're struggling, maybe. I mean,
Mhm.
what have you
Mhm.
heard? What's the feedback from people who are
Well,
applying for jobs? Where are they struggling to actually
well,
get a job?
it's a great question, and 30 years of experience. I mean, I don't mind telling you that when I first started, we were advertising in newspapers and magazines, what have you, for candidates. Technology, it's 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 provided benefits, but it's got some downside as well. I think the human to human contact is slowly being diluted. So it now appears, unfortunately, for a lot of candidates, the standard feedback is nothing. So
Mm.
they'll either hear silence, or they may get an automated reply saying basically thanks, but no thanks. And I completely understand that that can be demoralizing, but I think we've just got to push forward and adapt to meet the market. And
Absolutely.
if we've got to play the technology game, then that's what we do. If we're in a
Yeah.
if we're in a fight with algorithms, let's play the game.
Okay. So
I
on that note, Dave, sorry to cut
Yeah.
in for you there, but on that note, what should people do then, to get round all these issues around, AI screening and stuff like that? What do you do? What to do when
Well,
you're applying for a job?
look, you got to play the game. So if you're dancing with algorithms, make sure you're dancing the right dance. No point dancing to the disco if they're playing the cha-cha. I really feel that um, customize CVs, like put the effort in and actually customize your CV to meet the job. If you see a if you see a job advertised and there is any contact details on that ad, please, please, please do me a favor and reach out to that person. I advertise roles sometimes. Oh, well, when I advertise roles, my name is on there. I recently advertised a role. I had 100 or so applicants. Only 3 people contacted me to qualify the role. And I really respected those people that were proactive. And 2 out of 3 were shortlisted. I don't mind telling you that. If you're reading the ad, look at the lexicon. Look at the way that the ad is written. It could be a generic ad with some bullet points added on below, and compare the ad on a job board to perhaps what is written on a client's website. You can get a flavor for what they're looking for, and it's really important to have those words in your CV. So if they're
Mm.
using some sort of word check, you get selected. And the other thing I'd suggest is that I think a really well crafted cover letter is essential. You know, if you're applying online and you come up against those questions that they ask, and you think, oh no, do I have a valid work visa? Or do I have New Zealand experience? Which, by the way, I completely don't buy into. Um, I don't care where in the world. I don't understand why you need New Zealand experience. I mean, it's no different to experience everywhere else in the tech world, right?
Mm,
But to get over those objections, I think a well-crafted cover letter is quite critical. That may
absolutely.
get you through.
Yeah,
And any of
absolutely.
you who are listening who are using AI to part write or fully write your CV, please check. Please check. It's glaringly obvious for me when someone writes a CV and AI and obviously hasn't proofed it. Um, Proofing is just so critical. Give it a little bit of your own flavor, please. I
Mm.
received an application last week, and it was to Dear Sarah. That was awkward.
I love it. So on that note, apart from not using AI,
Yeah.
or you can use AI, but at least proof check it.
Yes.
What else shouldn't people do when applying for jobs? What's the big mistakes?
Oh, I think spraying your CV out, just not customizing it. Basically, it's the reverse of everything I've said.
Mm,
So just having a generic CV that you blast out to the universe. I think what a lot of candidates will find is they enter the abyss of the CV graveyard. Um, there could be hundreds, there could be multiple hundred people looking at a particular role. If you're lazy, basically,
mm,
you will bear the brunt of that.
mm.
So everything I've said about what to do, yeah,
Don't do the
please
opposite.
don't do the opposite. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I totally agree, Dave. That flooding the market with your CV is what most people do, and it's the big mistake. New Zealand has only got 5 million people, so you can flood the market quite quickly. And that thing of, oh, I feel good because I applied for 50 jobs today is not the approach that you need to go, because you'll probably get 50 rejections and then not feel so good, and then eventually you'll give up, and we see that all the time. So really good tips and advice there from you. But what's the key message to look out for in 2025? If people are watching this now and they've been applying for jobs and they're not getting anywhere, like I say, it's been a bit of a tough year in New Zealand and stuff, but also they could be doing things wrong. So you got to correct that and do them right, and we can help them with that. But what's the exciting thing to look for in 2025 in the IT
Well,
market?
look, anecdotally, the market is improving. There is no doubt about that. Summer's here. Large projects are coming online. I think personally we've weathered the perfect storm. I feel as though we're through the other side.
Mm,
So I'm seeing more activity. I would suggest to people, don't give up yet. In my experience, the market stays buoyant, or it stays active at least, until we basically break up for Christmas, which is going to be the 20th of December. Don't
yeah,
give up. I
yeah.
I do like. I know a few candidates that build spreadsheets so that they can track. They track the job, they track the
Mm,
date they applied, they track the
mm,
feedback, and I think having that clarity can only help
yeah,
in a cluttered market.
yeah.
So there will be more demand as we see more outflows of candidates to various parts of the world. There will be stronger demand for international, well, global citizens. And I know
Absolutely.
that there's companies out there that welcome a diverse international workforce. In fact, some of them, that's exactly what they're looking for. So don't give up, please.
Mm.
We're here to
Yeah,
help.
don't give up. There, 2025 is rapidly approaching. In New Zealand, summer and Christmas all rolled into one. Everyone's going to the beach. Everyone takes a break, and that break is a good time to take a break, refresh, regroup, restock. If you're new to this process and you're just early days and maybe you haven't applied for jobs yet, then we're going to show you basically what you need to do. Or if you have been applying for jobs and you're not getting anywhere, I'm going to show you next how to do this. So Dave, once again, thank you so much for sharing this information. I mean, the kind of advice you're giving is invaluable. You've been in this business and in this sector for a long time, and we see it and we say it time and time again. It doesn't matter how many employers say no, you just need one to say yes.
One
And that one
person,
employer can
one
get you the visa.
person, one job.
One person, one visa, one job. So thanks so much. And what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to literally show you the 4 steps that you need to make this move a reality. Okay. I constantly talk about 4 steps. The biggest problem that people face when they're looking to move to New Zealand is the catch-22, as we call it. I can't get a visa because I haven't got a job offer. I can't get a job offer because I haven't got a visa. So where do I even start? Do I start by applying for jobs? Do I start by getting my visa ready, but I can't get the visa ready? And most people make a big mistake. They go straight into, right, I need a job offer before I get a visa. First thing I need to do is fire off my CV to jobs. And it's the biggest mistake you can make. You've got to take a step backward. Now let's talk about the 4 steps that are involved. The first step, get ready for the move. That means so many things, right? You're changing jobs, you're changing house, you're changing country. If you've got kids, you're changing school, you're shipping pets, you're changing every major aspect of your life. It can be overwhelming, it can be daunting. You'll get on the internet and you'll read pages and pages and pages of information all about this, and it sends you around in circles. To get ready for the move, you need clear, concise, accurate, personalized information. The internet isn't giving you that. Even with AI, we keep talking about AI. AI isn't even going to solve this problem for you, because all you've got is pages of information, and it's down to you to find the correct information. And that is almost impossible, because you can't know everything that you need to know. You need clear, concise, accurate advice. You need to be what we call information ready. You also need to be what we call document ready. You can't lodge your visa because you haven't got a job offer, but you need to have it ready to be lodged, because the third thing you need is you need to be able to prove to any potential employer that you're eligible for a visa, that everything's in place, your documents are ready to go, and if they offer you a job, a visa is going to be issued quickly and smoothly. Because if an employer can't see that, then why would they move forward? Employers in New Zealand want certainty, and I'm sure Dave will agree with this. They want certainty. If they've got somebody in front of them who's got everything in place, everything's ready to go, got a visa agent handling the visa, everything's ready to be lodged, all that employer needs to do is offer them a job, or they've got somebody who's doing it on their own. They don't know if they've got everything ready. They don't know if they're going to get a visa. They don't know when they're going to get to New Zealand. Which person are they going to choose? They're going to go the path of least resistance, because they want certainty. They're bringing somebody from thousands of miles away. So information ready, document ready, able to prove that you're ready. That's called getting ready for the move. The second step is what we call employment support. Now, Dave's given some amazing advice here to all you IT professionals on here about what to do and what not to do. That really is a brief snapshot of what we provide as a company. There's actually kind of 4 ways to get a job offer. And Dave, correct me on any of this if you think I'm wrong, but I think we're on the same page. But there's the jobs that you see advertised online. That's job websites. There's the hidden job market, which is a great way to get a job offer, which is the jobs that aren't advertised online. Most jobs in New Zealand are word of mouth. They're not on the internet. You need to be able to tap into that. There are recruitment agents, obviously, and there's the sort of big step of, do you fly to New Zealand to get a job offer? So online jobs, hidden job market, recruitment agents, trip to New Zealand. What we do as a company is we provide guidance that will help and support you on any one, or if not all, of those 4 steps. We can show you how to get around the online job saying you need a visa to apply for this role. We give you what we call a letter of support, a document that you can attach to your CV. If we're handling the visa for you, of course, we give you a document that says this person is eligible for a visa. This person is document and move ready because we've done it with them. This person, has everything in place. We also say to the employer that they will need to be accredited to offer you a role. Only accredited employers can offer jobs to people from offshore. That means employers who've got permission from the New Zealand government to offer jobs. If they haven't got permission, we can help them get that permission if they want to. Okay. And we can follow up on applications that have been made. We've worked with a lot of employers over the years. We work with more and more employers all the time. You know, part of what Dave does is talk to employers in New Zealand and find out who they're looking for. So we can give guidance around online jobs, and we can give solutions to the problem of, you know, applying for those online jobs. We can show you how to tap into the hidden job market. We can show you how to build those spreadsheets that track everything that you're doing. We can, again, advocate on your behalf when you're reaching out to employers. You know, and if you do plan on making a trip to New Zealand, we can put a strategy around that as well. We've been helping people move to New Zealand for over 20 years, and having everything in place, getting ready for the move, then having support and guidance to put you in the best position to get that job offer is essential. It's all about removing the barriers that stop the employer engaging with you. People say to me, how do I get a job offer in New Zealand? CV's part of it, cover letter's part of it, you know, doing everything correctly, that's a massive part of it. But really the answer is you get a job offer by removing the barriers that stop the employer engaging with you, because you're in competition with New Zealanders, you're in competition with everyone around the world who wants to move to New Zealand. So very important. We're very clear. We don't say, sign up with us, we're going to get you a job tomorrow, you know, because that's not the real world. Some people that may well happen, but that's not why you sign up. You sign up to go through these 4 steps of the move. The third step is the visa assistance. Obviously essential, you know, having the right paperwork, the right documents, knowing what immigration will and won't accept is massively important. It's what gets you that piece of paper that gets you into New Zealand, that visa. Immigration policy has changed drastically over the years, especially since COVID. Completely different system now to what it was 2-3 years ago. Huge changes. One of the biggest changes was employers needing to be accredited, but there's been you know, the biggest changes we've seen in 20 or 30 years have happened in the last 2 years. You know, don't rely on the internet. The old information is on there pre all these changes. Some of the new information is on there post changes. Some of the information you need to know isn't even on there, you know. Getting a visa, having all your documents correct, having a licensed immigration advisor assist you is key for a lot of reasons. One of the main reasons is if you choose to do your own visa applications, which you can, if you choose to do that, that's fine. But what you're doing is you're asking the employer to trust that you know what you're doing. Most employers in New Zealand won't do that. They want certainty. If you use a licensed advisor to do your visa application, you're not asking them to trust you anymore. You're asking them to trust a licensed advisor based in New Zealand. That is much easier for the employer. So visa assistance is absolutely crucial. And then the last part of the move is relocation. Get on that plane. You know, what do we mean by relocation support? So get ready, get a job, get a visa, get on a plane. That's the 4 steps to a move. Relocation support is everything. It's everything from what about my flights? What about shipping my goods to New Zealand? What about shipping my pets? What about schools for the kids? What about transferring funds to New Zealand, opening a bank account in New Zealand? We provide support, guidance through our relocation partners around flights and shipping and everything else and banking right at the start, right at step 1. We don't wait till the end. Get all that stuff put in place before you've even got the job offer, so that when you do get the job offer and the employer wants you to move to New Zealand quite quickly, because they will, then everything is in place. So when you work with Working In, what you're actually getting is a complete strategy and a roadmap to New Zealand that you can follow and have support through that whole journey. And it's really important. So let's look at who we can help. This basically goes with immigration criteria. So I'm a licensed immigration advisor. Very important that you use a licensed advisor. Do not use unlicensed or unregulated advisors. It's illegal it's illegal to give immigration advice if you're not licensed, but also it's very risky if you choose to use somebody who's not. So people under 55. So when you turn 56, then your options for moving are very limited unless you've got a lot of money in the bank. And I'm talking millions of dollars. That's what we call investment or business visas. So generally 55 years of age or under. That's the main applicant. Your partner might be older than you, but if you're the main applicant, then you're still good to go. Only one person needs to meet this criteria for the age. The second step is excellent English. Now, this is essential for two reasons. First of all, it will be a requirement. If English isn't your first language, then it is a requirement for you to do an English test and prove that you've got excellent English when you lodge your residence visa, not your work visa, your residence visa. That's the visa that allows you to stay. The other reason it's really important is the employer won't touch you unless your English is excellent. New Zealand is an English-speaking country. You need to be able to communicate well to get on and do your job. So do make sure that you've got an excellent level of English before you commit to this move, and be moved to ready to move within the next 12 months. The reason we say that, that's not a legal requirement or anything else. It's nothing to do with policy. It's really that, you know, if you're serious about making this move, a 12-month window is a good window to go to. Some of you will do it quicker than that. Some of you will take longer than that. Okay, and that's fine. You know, people start with us and it might take them more than 12 months. We don't say go away. You're still there. We'll still assist you. But have a realistic window. If you're looking to move in 3, 4, 5 years' time, then you shouldn't be applying for jobs now. You know, actually, you should just be researching on the internet. It's too soon. But if you're looking to move within the next 12 months, even the next 18 months, you do need to start doing things now. And we can help you if you're looking to move within the next 12 months. And you should have no health or character issues. Now, when we say no health or character issues, that doesn't mean minor things. So if you've got a speeding ticket, for example, for driving, that's not going to stop you making the move. If you've got a very minor health issue, that's not going to stop you making the move. But if you've got a serious health issue, or you've got serious character issues, fines, convictions, you know, and stuff like that, then they can stop you making the move. If you've got a health issue or a character issue, talk to us. We can tell you, you know, roughly if it's serious or not. We can certainly tell you if it's serious and it could stop you making the move. But the minor ones, we can say, hey, look, that one should be okay. Of course, immigration make the final decisions, but we have lodged literally thousands of applications, and so we get a good overview of what New Zealand will and won't accept. But generally, as long as it's not serious, it doesn't affect your ability to work, and it's not high cost, because New Zealand has a free healthcare system. So any medication you take is funded by the government. If it's not high cost and it doesn't affect your ability to work, generally things should be okay. But if you're worried about health issues, it's another reason to talk to us initially to find out, can you do it? And ideally, you have a highly skilled green list occupation. The green list is something that came out 12 months, maybe 2 years ago. I'm not sure now. It seems like it's been around forever, but it hasn't. The green list is the top list of roles that the New Zealand government identifies as being really in demand. Now, that does not mean that these are easy to get jobs in. That does not mean that, you know, there won't be 400 people applying for one of these roles. You know, you are in competition with a lot of people for these green list roles. But what the green list gives people is either straight to residence, which means a visa that can literally a job offer that can literally allow you to apply for a residence visa immediately once the job offer is secured, or it could be a 2-year route to residence through the green list, not based on points. Okay, so the green list was a new category that was introduced, and it's great. It's amazing. It works well. It's not based on points. It's if your occupation is on the list and you meet the criteria that's assigned to that occupation, it might be the salary that you get in New Zealand or something like that, then there is a fast track route to residence, and we're helping a lot of people on the green list. There is still the skilled migrant category, which is the points based system if you're not on the green list, and that can work really well as well. And then there's work visa only for people who don't meet either criteria. But if you want to move, and especially in the IT sector, most IT roles are on the green list, so you should be good to go with that And that's the basic criteria. Under 55, excellent English, ready to move, committed to move, no serious health or character issues, ideally in a highly skilled occupation, which most of you will be on this webinar, then we're in a really, really good position to help you. So what is the next step, or the last step, or the first step? The next step, one thing and one thing only, right? You guys, we're not asking you to commit to signing up with us for visa services as part of this call. What we're asking you to do is give us your details. That's it. It's that simple. Give us your details. Go to this website. It's our website, obviously. It's up on the screen there for you. We will be sending you a link to do this as part of, you being part of this webinar. It's a free appraisal form. So basically, you go to this page and it will, show you what to do. And what we can do, once you've done a free appraisal form, you can be invited to actually do a full visa assessment with us. And that's what we're talking about on the screen. Now, let me talk to you about what that means. If it looks like we can help you make the move, you fill out an online form. It gives us all the information that we need about you and your family, and you'll upload CVs. Okay, that will give us everything we need to know. Then once you've done that, that information will go past our visa team. Okay, licensed advisors. They'll look at all your options for making the move. They'll then put together a report and they'll email you that report. The report will confirm your visa options. You might have multiple options. Once you've got the report, you'll also get a link to schedule a call either with myself or with one of my colleagues who also does this. We've got an excellent colleague of mine called Monique. She does some of these calls as well. Most of the time it is with me. You'll book a 45-minute consultation with me. We do it on a time and date that suits you via Zoom on cameras. And in that call, I will use the report to outline your journey to New Zealand step by step. By the end of that call, you will have the answers to all your questions about making the move. You will have a clear way forward that's easy to follow and easy to understand. And you'll have a budget to work to. Because if you've got the answers and you've got a clear way and you know what it's going to cost, you're then in a position to make decisions. You either do it on your own using the information we've given you, or you might actually have us assist you with employment support and visa support and everything else. As I mentioned, that call isn't to push you into anything. You're not signing a contract with us as to do that call. You're committing to getting the information you need so that you can make the decisions you need to make. This is a life-changing journey. I know, because I've done it myself. Lived in New Zealand for over 17 years. It is an amazing adventure. It is an amazing opportunity. As IT professionals, you've got a great opportunity to join a very forward-thinking country, especially when it comes to IT and everything else. Only having 5 million people in a country is exciting because things can get done and they can get done quickly and decisions can be made. So it is a great sector that you're in. It's a great opportunity and we look forward to helping you. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining the webinar today. Thank you, Dave, for taking time out as well and getting all that done. I hope everybody has found this really useful. And like I say, one simple thing to do, just use the link that we sent you. And we look forward to talking to you again soon, hopefully one-to-one.
Ngā mihi.
Cheers, guys.